So True Crime Tuesday is where you share a story with us about how closely connected you were to a crime. Some people didn't realize, oh my gosh, the last date that serial killer went on was with me, but he didn't go after me.
Those things are addicting to watch.
Oh,
and
they are.
Get into
On Netflix right now.
Yeah.
I'm still on that Amy is missing. Amy Bradley missing one.
I feel like TikTok's the best for these, Roula, because your algorithm, Ahmad would know.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you watch one or two, then you get more and more, and they keep them tight, and you get
quick.
Yeah, quick, but it's suspenseful, and it's like you get a payoff.
All right.
I was do part ones, twos, part threes, and the stuff.
Yeah.
The ones I don't like is when there's no answer at the end.
Yeah.
Well, you would hate Amy Bradley.
No, I know.
That's why I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah.
They come right out of the box and tell you that.
Yeah.
There's all the theories, and then you're like, okay, what's happening?
No
so
thanks.
let's go to Candace on the line at 833-390-KRBE. Hi, Candace.
Hi, how are y'all?
Great.
Good morning.
What is your contribution to True Crime Tuesday today? Is this something that happened to you or somebody in your family?
It was my cousin.
Okay, what happened?
Not me, thankfully. So about 15 years ago, I was in her wedding, and I never understood her choice for this guy because, like, she was super young, super cute, 24-year-old girl, nothing, like, her whole life ahead of her. And this guy was, like, mid-30s, divorced with 2 kids, not very attractive, and I just didn't see the match. But I think he might have been like a huge drug kingpin also on the side, even though he was the principal of a school.
Oh my God!
That's
Principal
a
by
movie.
day, drug kingpin by night.
Oh my God, that's a movie.
You just did Netflix's new series.
No kidding. Okay, so you thought he
principal.
was some sort of a cartel boss at night.
Man.
Okay, so you just
Like,
already had your
money.
antennas up about him, and then what happens?
Yeah. So it was just very weird. And then, like, fast forward a couple years, she calls me at work one day, and she's like, they just arrested Rob. And I'm like, okay, do you have any idea why? And she's like, no, I don't know. And so I put my little FBI hat on, and I started digging.
FBI.
And, of course, it turns out that he's accused of murder.
Whoa.
But it has nothing to do with the drug business. It's a lady who was 7 months pregnant, teacher of the year at his school.
Oh my
And
God.
it turns out he had been sleeping with her for like 2 years. And I think she was threatening to tell my cousin, you know, about the baby and the relationship and everything. And so he decided to take care of it, and he shot her in the head.
Oh my
Dumped
God!
her in a ditch.
Oh my God.
Dumped her in a ditch?
And dumped her in a ditch, like in the middle of a sugarcane field, because this is all in Louisiana, so it's like in the middle of nowhere. It took him a week to find her. And I told my cousin, I was like, I hate to say it, but before we even found out she was pregnant, I told my cousin, I said, I bet you she's pregnant, because I had already saw some statistic that said murder is the #1 killer of pregnant women in America.
Oh my God, that just was, didn't we say that the other day? Homicide is the #1 reason for pregnant woman's death is homicide.
God.
Yes, that's insane. Okay, keep going, Candace. This is crazy.
Yeah, so I hated to be right, but I was right. And unfortunately, he was arrested immediately, but he was let out on like $1 million bond. I don't know. I think his parents put up his bond. It was
Yeah, how can a
crazy that
principal
they put
afford
that
$1
up.
million bond?
Well, he's only 10%.
Yeah.
But still, it's $100,000.
Well, because I think, you know, he had the drug money hidden somewhere, so they were able to, like, grab that and bond him out. And so thanks to COVID, it turned out being like 6 years he was out on bond.
Oh, jeez.
And initially my cousin had left him when he was arrested, but like I said, I think out of fear, during those 6 years, she went back to him, and so I'm terrified for her the whole time.
Oh, she went back.
She went back to that?
Gracious, hold on. You're saying currently right now? Or is that
No,
been...
not right now, because he finally ended up going to court in 2023, but it took 6 years, and then they convicted him within 30 minutes when the trial ended, and he's in jail for the rest of his life.
Oh,
wow.
Now
Good.
he's no longer with him, but during that time, like, I was just like, okay, it came out that he, like, abused his first wife, he murdered his mistress, so the whole time I'm like, what is he doing to my cousin?
kidding.
Did he have an alibi, or did he try and have a cover story for, like...
Oh,
Where he
no, he
was.
tried to lie till the end of time. So till this day, he'll say it wasn't him. But they had so much cell phone evidence, so much corroborating witnesses. Like, it was so obvious that it was him. And my cousin said
Motive.
that same night that he came home at 1 a.m., he immediately put his clothes in the washing machine. And she's like, in their entire relationship, he never washed a single load of clothes.
Ruh-roh.
That's not even going to get rid of all the evidence
They go
either.
in movies, they go in the washing machine and they
Yeah.
do that. By the way, 21 Jump Street, they did that. Remember The guy in your face, Rob Riggleman.
Oh, was he the principal?
He was like
That's right.
He was like the PE teacher or something, wasn't
Oh,
he?
he was
Remember
a
they
faculty member
shot
with
something
drugs.
off and
Oh yeah, but they were all.
So
the
it
drug
was the
dealers.
faculty was a drug
Yeah.
dealer.
Yeah.
Wow, that's right. You're right. My goodness, Candace, what a story. And I'm God, I'm so sorry for that
is she
poor
still there?
woman's
Yeah,
family.
she's still here.
Has your cousin thought about making that into like selling that story?
yeah, movie.
I don't know if she's there still.
Can you hear us still?
I'm here. I'm sorry. Y'all have gotten
Yeah.
really
Has your cousin thought about maybe selling the story or
Or
making
is-
a movie,
Yeah,
screenplay?
Or has anybody come after her asking her about that kind of stuff?
Oh, this has already been on 2020. Nancy Grace. Like this was a huge story.
What would they call the movie? Report card. I don't know.
That
Man.
was corny.
Well, thanks for sharing the story, Candace. And tell me again what year this happened. This was 6 years, 2007 this happened, or when? No,
No,
2017.
she said 6 years. It ended
2017.
during the pandemic.
Right,
23 it ended.
Yeah. So 2017-ish is when this all took place, right? And they were having an affair for 2 years, so they started in 2015. I mean, that's almost 10 years ago that all this whole chaos
Think about that.
started.
That's probably the 2020 is probably like Teacher of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dead,
Principal
murdered.
Of the, yeah, because she was a teacher of the year. That is insane, and that is really scary. That's another thing. I don't know where that homicide stat came up. Was that on the air 2 days ago, or was
No.
it? Was I just
just
told
floating
that
around.
stat.
The number one
talking about
cause of death for pregnant women is murder.
is homicide.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I saw that story. Was I watching something about? I don't know. I already watched the Amy Bradley thing. That wasn't it. But there is a scary part about when you are pregnant and it's almost you're close there. You know, I think when I was 20 years old, I watched some crazy, after whatever movie about this woman getting kidnapped because this other lady had lied that she was pregnant, so she needed a baby to produce, and so she kidnapped this lady who was pregnant,
Took her baby out.
took her baby and all this stuff, and I was thinking, oh God. So I remember every time I was pregnant, like right before delivery time, I was like, are you okay in there? Like, I think it's time for you to come out, but also I shouldn't be alone. Like, it's just so cuckoo.
Well, something's going on with my algorithm now. All I'm getting is prison stories. I'm getting this little dorky guy with glasses. He was in prison
Uh-huh.
for a few years, and then now he does podcasting and stuff.
What was he in jail for?
I forget what he did. Something stupid. His parents, they came up to his room and got him out of there. He was doing something with computers or something.
Oh, so he's a hacker or
But they
something.
called him McLovin because he looked like that in prison and stuff. But and he paid a guy to be he paid a guy a couple $100 a month to protect him in
Oh.
prison. But it's not just his story. He talks to
Other
prison
people.
guards,
But
prisoners.
where does he get money from? How do
Well,
you
his
get money in
family-
prison?
Well, his family gave it to him.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there's like a way to make money in prison.
But
Who
I'm getting
knows?
all these. I'm getting this lady. She's like, I was in prison for 7.5 years, and I'm like, why am I getting all this stuff?
Well, I
I'm
don't.
not trying
It's
to-
kind of like
intriguing.
my brother likes to
keep
watch
watching
those
it, that's
shows
why.
about like I shouldn't be alive or I was almost busted by the smugglers or blah blah blah. And I watched an episode once with him, and these 4 guys were trying to pull off this drug heist through the airport, and 3 of them had made it through TSA, and the 4th guy was about to make it through TSA, and their bags were lined with coke, but the way they had hidden it somehow was getting through, and the only reason they got busted is because some Karen in the TSA line was losing her marbles over the TSA guard stopping her bag for whatever was in her bag.
Uh-oh.
And that caused like the kerfluffle so that everybody kind of like honed in on that lane, like what's going on over there? And so they're like, hold on, let's look at all these bags then. And that's how they got busted because everyone was like, oh my
Thanks a
God.
lot, Karen.
There's like so much crime around you all the time and you have no idea. And the hard part, I'm like on a double-edged sword with this because I feel bad to have people regurgitate this trauma and pain in their life, but I feel like there's a learning lesson from all of it, right?
Absolutely.
The things that you would learn about not being alone or where you're going or how that's happening. And we've talked so many times about that serial killer Coral Eugene Watts, and there's all these different documentaries on him. He murdered so many women here in Houston and in Michigan. And I asked the question with Andy Kahn from Crime Stoppers, like, why don't more people know his name nationally? Why isn't he like a Charles Manson or like a Jeffrey Dahmer? And he said because every time the press came to the prison to talk to him, he did not want press.
If you're not talking about Charles
No.
Manson, he never killed anybody.
No.
Yeah, he got.
He was the
disciples to
director
kill
of the
for
crimes.
him.
He made the people do it. And
Yeah, but he
was
would
such
do
a-
all the prison interviews.
Yeah.
That Coral Eugene Watts did not want the press. He just would.
I haven't heard that name until I got on this show.
Yeah, and he was going to be the first serial killer ever released back into society
Don't be
I'm
freaked
telling
out.
you.
Look up BTK
if they hadn't
killer.
stopped him.
Oh, yeah.
That guy.
BTK.
I can tell you've been
Yeah.
watching Mindhunter.
That's what gets you into it because it's all about.
Oh, man. That
They use
show
those-
is so brilliant. And there's been talk because
They might bring it back.
They might bring it back. It's been off the air for like 5 years.
Will. I've been hoping, for 5 years.
It's so good. It's
BTK
basically it's about the formation of discovering serial killers.
Yeah,
like
they didn't realize that.
they didn't realize there were serial killers.
Wait, which show?
Mindhunter
or BTK? Okay.
Mindhunter. They have BTK in there.
What does BTK stand for? 'Cause I'm thinking of Burger King.
Was it
Bondage,
bound?
torture, kill.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's awful.
This guy looks like just a bald guy. He kind of looks like the guy from remember 588-2300 Empire, like commercial.
Yeah.
Just like a normal bald guy like that with a just dorky looking guy.
I'm in the boat with Kevin. I can't watch brutality.
Well, they don't show
watch.
it. No, they just describe it.
The problem is you see like this BTK. He was like a one of those services for your security alarms and stuff, which scares me. And then it's like if you got someone coming in and knows your house, just be careful.
That was a movie, Unlawful Entry, with Ray Liotta. He was the cop that was helping them, but the cop was the psycho.
That's what I'm saying. Just be careful out there.
Who you hire?
People go into your house, you never know. They're casing it.
Do a little vetting.